when I was smoking, when you were smoking, I didn't, maybe I should have, and I would have stopped earlier, but I didn't go in and get a scan of my lungs and see that they were starting to deteriorate, right? So I'm talking about the people, I'm trying to understand behavior and the people that you work with and see as patients who have themselves arteriosclerosis but don't want to make a change. Is it because they just would rather take a pill, or what do they say to you? What's their barrier?
No, I don't think they'd rather take a pill. I don't think so. You do hear people, you hear doctors say that. I can't tell you how many doctors say, oh, my patients are lazy. They'd rather just pop a pill. I got to tell you, I don't think that's true for anybody. I don't think there is any patient who wouldn't take their pills and throw them all in the trash if they thought that they could do an easy diet change that would make them unnecessary. I really think that's the case. I think part of it, though, is foods are, can I use the word addictive?
Yeah.
That's true for certain things, and it's not true for other foods. Strawberries, we like a strawberry, but nobody ever binged on 6 cases of strawberries. It's different for sugar or cheese or chocolate or meat, whereas people jump in these things and they overdose on them and they hide, just like typical addiction, what they're doing, and they do it despite the dangerous effects that it has. And they start bargaining with it. Our research participants come in. We put them on vegan diets. Their diabetes improves dramatically. Sometimes it goes away. But there's a little devil on their shoulder that says, remember cheese?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a delightful thing? And they start compromising with their diet to see how much they can get away with. And then their diabetes comes roaring back and they realize they can't fool around with it at all. So I think it's partly the addictive power of foods. It's partly culture, that our culture lures us in. Back to these things. But we create, and you're creating with this, a culture, or what sure seems like a culture, of people who are going in a healthier direction that people want to join.
So tell us about how you approach your patients in terms of change and encouraging them to change, even when it will save their life. There's some scary statistic, like 1 out of 10 will make the change, even when they know that it's going to kill them if they stay the same. What have you encountered in your work? And
it's a great question. It's the central question, really, Alexandra. But to tell you the truth, I'm much more optimistic than that. And here's the way we do it. We have a clinic right over there. It's called the Barnard Medical Center, and patients come in, and about half of them know who we are, and they come here because they want the nutritional part. The other half, we're just in their insurance plan. So they got diabetes, they come here, they see one of our doctors or the nurse practitioner. And what happens is you don't confront their skepticism. You just have to explain you've got diabetes, and this is caused by something you probably haven't heard before. It's caused by the buildup of fat inside your muscle and liver cells, and that stops your insulin from working anymore. And the patient says, what? And you have to explain it again. And once you've explained it, they get it. And the doctor then has to say, here's why we're going to suggest a plant-based diet without a lot of added grease. And you don't confront the skepticism. You just lay out your case. Then, when you're done, you say, the dietitian is right there. Would you like to meet with the dietitian? Okay. And you can bring your reluctant spouse, too. So they sit down together, and they make out a menu, and they talk about the foods that a person would do well eating. And they take a half hour or an hour to do it. And then the patient says, I'm not sure if I can do this. Well, why don't you come back Monday? We got a free class for you at 6 o'clock Monday night. And the patient can come to our classes for free forever with their family. And so you've got all the elements of change. And at no point do you ever say, you're wrong, you've had a terrible diet or anything like that. We say, here is the diet that we'd like to encourage you to try. And after about 3 weeks, their lives are just changed. They try it out. We really encourage them. We follow with them every single week. And it's super, super, super easy. Now, if they goof up, that's okay. You know, there has never been a person who quit smoking, quit a drug habit, quit an alcohol habit without probably goofing up 600 times before they finally got clean. And that's true with food, too, especially with food, because there's temptation everywhere. But our doctors are like good coaches. They believe in everybody, so they never moralize. But they just say, let's dust ourselves off and get back on the healthy approach. And so people here go vegan all the time. And if you're in Washington, D.C. ever, I want you to come by and see it. Every Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I've got my conference room full of patients or members of the public who come in or research participants. They're all embracing this, and it's not rocket science. It's easy to do, and the seeming challenges just melt away.
So I'm interested in that very, very, very easy, because that's a big barrier for people. They think, oh, no, I can't even think of 3 vegan meals that I could possibly eat, and I want variety. Right. It sounds like you give support and you give clear alternatives to the food that they like, and you do follow-up. Are those the components of how to help somebody change? For those of us who don't have the good luck to be in Washington, D.C.
Okay, well, let's say we get to the class phase, but you can do this. You can do this at home too. I break the change down into two steps, or really 3. The first step is, why do you want to change? And it's good to identify that. I would like my diabetes to go away, or to improve, or I don't want to have that heart attack, or I have a painful condition. A person's got migraine headaches, or they've got menstrual cramps, and they never heard that a diet might help with that. So the why is important. Then step 2 is take 7 days. And during the 7-day period, you're not going to take anything out of your diet. What you're going to do is check out the possibilities. So what could I have for breakfast? I give the patient, and people can do this at home too. Take a piece of paper, write breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, give yourself some space under each heading, and take 7 days and pencil things in. So every day of my life, I'm having cornflakes with cow's milk. I never tried almond milk or rice milk or soy milk or hemp milk or whatever. Now's your chance. Try it. You're not getting rid of anything, but you're trying the new options. Every day I go to the taco restaurant and I have a meat taco smothered with cheese. Well, now this time I'm going to try the bean burrito. Hold the cheese. So all you're doing for the first 7 days is checking out the possibilities. That's step 2. Step 3, once you know what the possibilities are and you found things you like, now step 3 is do 3 weeks, all vegan, all plant-based, whatever your word is, no animal products for 3 weeks. Do it really well, but it's easy because it's only 3 weeks and you already identified the food you like. And at the end of those 3 weeks, 2 things have happened. Physically, people are changing. They're skinnier, their blood sugars are coming down, their energy is better, their digestion is finally sorting itself out. But the other thing is their tastes are adapting, and they found foods that they like. And they're kind of thinking, maybe I don't really need that double bacon cheeseburger greasy junk that makes me feel kind of rotten. So they didn't expect that in advance, but they discover their tastes really are transforming just as their health is transforming.
So just like you were in the film Super Size Me, weren't you?
Yes.
Ken Spurlock
changed
his health in 30 days drastically, but to the worse, like major. Now you're saying that people can change their health for the better, major, by adopting a plant-based diet.
It's astounding. I guess we're known for our diabetes work, but there are people here who we see them every day who say, I got diabetes up and down my family tree, and I knew it was going to happen to me, and it probably means I'll go blind someday or I'm going to lose a foot. This is what they expect. And nobody ever told them the real cause of it. So we explore that cause. And for your listeners, this is going to be a totally new thing when I say that type 2 diabetes comes from the buildup of fat particles in the muscle and liver cells. They've never heard that before. They thought that they got that from drinking soda. And by the way, I'm not saying soda is health food. It's not. Even if it is Dr. Pepper, it's not health food. But
it doesn't contribute to diabetes. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying that the cause of type 2 diabetes it's the buildup of fat particles inside the liver cells and muscle cells causes insulin resistance. So the insulin doesn't work anymore. And once that happens, if you have a soda or you have bread or anything, your blood sugar is always going to rise because the sugar can't get into the cells. But the sugar wasn't the cause. It's a symptom of it.
Got it.
I want to understand how it causes insulin resistance. Like, go deeper.
Okay. Your muscle cells work on glucose. Glucose is a good thing. Sugar is a good thing.
Right.
In the same way as your
car runs on
gas. Your car runs on gasoline, your cells run on glucose. Mm-hmm. That's why, before a race, what do people do? They want a lot of glycogen in their liver and in their muscle cells, so they're carbo loading leading up to that race. That glucose is all good. The only problem in diabetes is the glucose isn't getting into the muscle cells. It's staying out in the bloodstream. Why can't it get into the muscle cells? Because the muscles are filled with fat. These are, and I don't mean to say that you've got a lot of belly fat or thigh fat or anything. It's fat inside the muscle cells themselves and also in the liver cells. And if the fat builds up, it's like chewing gum in your front door lock. You just can't make your key work anymore. So if the fat from cheese pizza or fried chicken or whatever, that fat gets into the cells, that stops insulin from being able to get the glucose inside. So a vegan diet has how much animal fat? 0. And if I keep oils really low, the fat drains out of the cells. And once that happens, then the glucose can get out of the blood into the cell where it belongs. Your blood sugar goes down. Your doctor says, holy cow, this is amazing. We need to back off on your insulin dose. And if all goes well, the diabetes improves or goes away. And the sooner a person starts this kind of diet, I mean, you're diagnosed with diabetes today and you start it today, you got a really good shot at getting rid of your diabetes altogether.